It's never about money. We just think it is, but it's not. It's 6 o'clock. Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday, everyone. Yes, indeed. Indeed. I want to make sure that we are all connected to that it's not about money. Everybody in the webinar, y'all make sure that you know that each Sunday I'm going to do this, but this Sunday, for some reason, I thought that 8 o'clock was going to was the right time. I don't know why, but I know that 6 o'clock on Sunday, 3 or 6 on Sunday, and 8 o'clock on Wednesday. So I am here with you at 6 o'clock on Sunday, as promised. And if you ever see me do that in the webinar invite, please just smack me in the head and go like, JB, it's 6 o'clock on Sunday, not 8 o'clock on Sunday. 8 o'clock on Sunday just seems way too late. I don't know why. It's probably not late to you, but it just seems really late to me. Just showing that I'm a early go to bed person. Yes, because no matter what day of the week it is, that I'll always wake up early. So happy Sunday. Let's all look forward to a wonderful week. Thank you for sharing some of your time today. I'm talking about that it's never about money. And this is to really encourage all of us, especially entrepreneurs, that don't use money as an excuse. Don't. I started my business over 20 years ago in 1995, started the firm, and I really, in the scheme of things, had no money. I had no money. I had clients. I had customers. So I think that, the whole adage that we got to go find these finance people and things like that, that we have to realize that we have to be about it. We have to be about it. I just made sure, and I wasn't working out of my home. I have my own office. But look, that meant that I really was taking a chance, indeed. But I wanted to make sure that I didn't slow down my own future with worrying about money. Money. Now, one thing though, I must say, I didn't have bills. I did not have a debt load, and I had already paid off all of my school loans. So, things like that are real, and they'll pull away. Debt will pull away from our ability to take care of our dreams. So we have to be very careful when we get into the debt accumulation phase of what we want to do with our life, realizing that debts can slow you down from having the confidence that you need to reach your financial goals or to establish the business or make that huge impact that you deserve to make on this planet. So if you find yourself, it says, if you find yourself not where you should be financially at this point, if you are somewhere financially that you really don't think that you should be, I want you to know that it's not about money. I believe that money problems are not created by money or lack thereof. I really don't believe that. So I have some things that we can do to make sure that we realize that if we do these things, that we will not have money problems, because a lot of times it looks like a money problem. It looks like a cash flow problem. It looks like that, but it's really a problem with some other aspect of your life. For example, typically a person that hits the snooze button is more likely to be a person that doesn't have the money that they need, because they've already decided that they're going to skip over one major goal that they set for the day. If the night before you said that I need to get up at this particular time, and then you decided that I'm not going to do it, then how, you've already decided that you're not going to be disciplined, that it's okay to just skip over that. So, definitely, I believe that hitting the snooze button scientifically may have some sort of connection to the amount or your wealth or your net worth, your assets minus your liabilities or your cash flow can be connected to you've decided that you're going to hit the snooze button and you put things on delay, meaning you might also, well, you're putting your life on delay. You think it's okay to hit the snooze button, even though you said, I need to get up at this particular time in order to accomplish everything that I need to get done on this day. And if you're a snoozer, then you're a loser. Look, don't hit the snooze button. And then I decided that I had to make sure that my alarm goes off earlier, so that I started really playing with myself. I was like, oh, wow. The time that I had set really was, even though I was getting up at that particular time, like every day, I like to get up at 4:00. Yeah. And I realized that getting up at 4:00 isn't good, that I really needed to set my clock at 3:50. And I'm not lying. It has made a huge difference to have that extra 10 minutes of just getting my mindset right, so that at 4:00, I'm actually really progressing, if that makes any sense. So those of you on the webinar, if you get me on that and you know that the snooze button can take away from your money factor, give me a comment, please. My next point is that time is way more valuable than money. But we've decided that we can waste our time. And then if you waste your time, you end up not having money. So, and you're more likely to waste your money if you waste time. So we have to be aware of how valuable time is. And what about blaming others and constantly complaining? That's real. That's not a money problem that you're having. It's that you're blaming other people for where you are. So it's their fault that you don't have the money. It's their fault that you can't, you're not financially independent, or you can't retire at the time that you want. It's their fault. Or you're complaining that because of this particular situation, instead of being a problem solver. And I know that one of my points is about just being totally responsible for your life. I went to a bridal shower last night, and everybody was just telling her like the key to a happy marriage and things like that, and how to have a marriage that lasts forever. I just couldn't. I can't. I'm a single woman. I can't give her any advice on that. But I could give her advice on being a happy person on the planet. And I told her, I said, the number one thing that we have to realize and accept as a single person or as a married person, that your joy, your peace is your responsibility. And that your husband will be so pleased with you if you make a commitment to your own personal joy. Because your personal joy, if you become responsible for your own happiness, then he won't have that to worry about. There'll be one less stress that he'll have to worry about. Because if every day your mood or your perspective on life is based on his, then that's not fair to him. But how about you make a commitment to every day having a peaceful and having joy in your heart and having love in your heart, and you make that commitment right there. I believe that that's the best commitment that you can make to a relationship. Any relationship, be it friendship, marriage, a work relationship, anything. Be responsible. And then that being responsible for your own financial well-being, and that leads over to this. Being responsible for your own financial well-being is the same thing to me. No blaming, no complaining. Be responsible for it. If stuff didn't work out for you, then what did you learn from it? Right? I say let your pain be your platform. Build on it. So what about playing it too safe? Like I said about when I started my business, I didn't have money. I had a dream, and I had clients, and I had hope, and I had aspiration, I had a commitment. But if I played it too safe, it would have never happened. Playing it so too safe and never taking chances will make you broke. it would definitely make you disappointed. So don't play it too safe. So when you think you have a money problem, don't blame it on the money. Think about it. Are you playing it too safe? Are you not taking the chances that you need for your long-term financial success? What do you need? Is that one of the things that you're doing? Are you playing it too safe? Because don't blame it on the money, right? We're not blaming it. It's never about the money. It's deeper than that. And then avoiding conflict. I say don't avoid conflict. I definitely am one to do that. I avoid conflict, and avoiding conflict when it is necessary can cost you big money. It really can. Some conflict, some things need to be addressed. They need to be shut down. The cost of it needs to be cut. The expense needs to be done, gone, complete. In order to go to next level, multi-million dollars, having more money than you ever dreamed, you have to be able to face conflict and solve it. That doesn't mean being confrontational. I'm saying just face it and solve the problem so that you can maximize your wealth. And then take personal responsibility. It finally came up on the list, right? And I put that with the don't blame others and things. You're taking the personal responsibility that for your financial success, you will not have a money problem. And then move. I just have to move. Staying at the same place leads to stagnation. And when I think about that, I think about like water. Like there's just this, a pond of water. And have you seen like a pond of water and it just stays and it doesn't have any water leading to it. It doesn't have like a river or anything just getting it flowing. And then the next thing, that pond can almost look like a yard if you're not careful, because the green stuff and all of it will start growing on top of it, and plants will start growing because it's stagnant. There's no movement there. There's nothing. Like you want to make sure that you move. You want to move. You want to broaden your territory. You want to add on new places. You want to add on new income sources. You want to add on, whatever you need, but don't be afraid to move. You may have the money problem because you're not being broad enough. You're not meeting enough people, and it's going to require that you move, or you're only going to know the same people, the same grass, the same algae in the pond, your little pond, right? But you need to have new people, new ideas, new energies coming in all the time. Look at that. How you doing? Thank you so much, everybody. It's good to see all of you participating. We're going to have that new, right, Mr. Piercy? I know you know what I'm talking about. Definitely. So movement. It's not a money problem. It's a movement problem most of the time. Are you willing to do what no one else wants to do? Are you willing to do that? Like, I remember when I wanted to get into sales, because when you have like this academic degree, they want to put you into certain positions because they think that people that go to college, that they just want to have this nice little salary. So when I got out of college, I didn't want this nice little salary. I wanted a sales job at a radio station. And so, but of course, I said, thank you, Mr. Pierce. He said, you are on point. Thank you. So when I said, are you willing to do what no one else wants to do? So everybody, especially when I was in the business school, undergrad, and I told them that I wanted to do sales, they were like, she is crazy. You don't go to the University of Virginia and try to go get a sales job. That's what I wanted to do, because I knew that I needed to make twice as much as the offering coming out of school salary. So if I got into sales, I can make twice as much, maybe 3 times as much. I knew that I had unlimited, but I just did not want to look at I'm going to work the entire year and they're telling me that I can never make any more than that. That's just so demotivating to me. But but there's definitely risk involved, right? So when I'm going to interview for the job, like we're good friends now. I remember him looking at me like, this girl's crazy. She could be working somewhere else. And she keeps coming here asking me for this job. And I had no sales experience. I had nothing to offer him but a degree. The degree is worth nothing. And that's what we need to get. When you get out of school, we really should be paying these people for the job. But they go, okay, well, I'll give them some compensation. But it's amazing how arrogant you can be just because you have a degree. You don't know anything. So I told him, I don't need anything but the job. And he said, well, I got to pay you some salary. I got to pay you something. I said, I don't know. Whatever, minimum, it doesn't matter to me because I'm not going to make that. So he said, well, it'll be blah, 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 the minimum, what it was probably minimum wage or something. And I said, I was so excited to get that job. I don't think he ever had interviewed with anybody who said they don't care what their base is. I really didn't care because I never wanted to see it. And I'm going to tell you, maybe the first couple of weeks I saw it just because I had to get the paperwork straight and everything, but I never saw that base. But I was willing to do whatever I had to do to get there. I have cleaned toilets at McDonald's. I have done, worked the French fry machine. I have done whatever I had to do. I've walked to train stations. I've walked to bus stations. I had no car through college. I didn't have these things. Are you willing to do? If not, you will have a money problem. If you're not willing to do what no one else is willing to do, even if you don't have to do it. I saw this billionaire interviewed one time and it really stuck with my head. I don't know, but I already had that attitude because when I was in high school, when I was working at McDonald's and also cleaning up people's houses in the neighborhood because I lived in a nice neighborhood, but I needed to have money. So I was like, you need anybody to clean your house? And I mean, cleaning up people's dog poop off their carpet and everything, but it didn't bother me. And there's probably people out there who are like, I'll pick up the dog poop off the carpet. I mean, that's your job. You asked them, you told them that you clean their house. Their dog had an accident on the carpet. You don't have to put your hand on it, But it is amazing how we attach our value to what we need to do in order to feed ourselves and our family. My personal value is not associated with the bad behavior of someone else. So even when I became a stockbroker, wonderful job opportunity, but it started with calling hundreds of people every day. Hi, and people hanging up and being ugly and, just mean. But I was willing to do it. And a lot of people that, saw that as people being rude and every time they hang up, they got to discuss the person being rude. No, just keep it moving. Are you willing? So move. It's not a money problem. It's are you willing to do what no one else wants to do? And then a money problem can come at you as a money problem, but it really could be that you have no business sense. No darn business sense at all. That you don't know how to monetize anything. Because some people know how to monetize everything. And then are you the type of person that talks about that person because they know how to monetize it? You hate on them, but they got bills to pay. And you mad at them because they learned how to monetize their talent? They want to come over here and they want to charge me for videotaping my wedding and they know ain't nobody else going to pay them. What in the world? You should be proud and give respect to. That's what we have to do. That we have to have a business sense. And look at Uber. How many of you have been actually driving people around for decades, never charging them a thing, right? Even if you would look at that, they built $1 billion business are $5 rides and $6 rides and $8 rides. Think about all the money that you would have if you had done that and charge your friends, for that. And some of you might still be doing that. So if you're doing it, then you might as well, what you might think you're too good for that, but you might as well become an Uber or Lyft or start your own transportation company, driver. If that's what you're doing, don't ever be too good for anything. Be too good for being broke. Refuse to be broke.com, definitely. And finally, it may look like it's a money problem, but the bottom line is you're not helping enough people. The more people I help, the less financial problems that I have. But you got to really help them. You just can't just be doing something. You just can't be just busy. You can't just be going live and talking on Facebook and everything. You got to actually be building something, doing something that can help somebody, giving people information and empowering people. And the more people you help, the less likely you will ever have what you call a money problem. No, you're not helping enough people problem. That's what you have. You may have you don't know how to monetize how you help people problem, or you are in the wrong group, hanging around the wrong people with negativity, and they don't believe in you and they're always pulling you down problem, right? You have a attitude problem. And so you can see that certain people, their attitude has already shut them out from the possibility of ever having real money. Even if they have money, they think they have money, but they have a fraction of what they could have if they actually help somebody. But they're too busy trying to get over on somebody, so they just settle for that little bit in their little luxury car, and they think they really did something when they could have changed the world if they did the right thing and really helped somebody. So don't get fascinated with, oh, I don't have a money problem because I'm doing something that's wrong. No, you still have a money problem, because it will be a problem. Like I remember in the movie, 50 Cent movie, and he said in Get Rich and Die Trying, and he was saying that after you factor in the time that people have to spend in prison, they're making less than minimum wage selling the drugs, because you end up losing it all if you factor in the hours that you have to spend locked up on the money that you make during the time that you're out. So be careful. Be careful and realize that we're talking about some real money here. I'm talking about big dreams here. I'm talking about next level living for us professionals if we just do the right thing and stay focused and take personal responsibility for our financial success, and see how much your new attitude, your I don't have a money problem attitude, will impact everyone that comes behind you. Don't even admit, if you don't have money, don't admit that failure to your children. Just say we can't do that right now, or we don't need that right now, or we're going to do that later right now. Because even getting them into that broke mentality of especially if it's something that they really need and it will help them grow as a person, and you don't have that money, you've got to see that that's a problem. We have to be able to purchase their resources. Where have you wasted money and that you can't, and you're complaining about back to school fees, not clothes, but back to school fees and expenses of books and computers and things like that are real. So let's make sure we also, you can putting money into the wrong thing can also be a disguise for a money problem. No, you just wasted the money. You don't have a money problem. You just spend it on the wrong things. So you all have a great week. Email me, jb@afroeconomics.com, if you have any questions. Thank you to my workshop, my webinar people, my teleconference people. Thank you so much. I know these Sundays are valuable. Thank you for hanging in there with me. And I will also make sure that I post this on YouTube, and then so that we can share it that way as well. Have a wonderful day. God bless all of you. Wonderful week too. Make it happen. And remember, it's never a money problem. Look deeper. Be blessed.